Okay, everybody, I'm going to try this again. Here we are. In the background, you will find that there's a pig hanging there, and I'm going to be skinning it. And over here is Steve. Remember I told you my super glue. Say hi, Steve.
Hi, everybody.
Tell him what you've done to date.
We have taken the pig and we have butchered the pig.
No, we haven't butchered it yet.
We've cut the pig in the county, which is legal.
Right.
And we've taken the pig here in a barn so that we can now cut the skin.
But you've already gutted it last night.
We gutted it last night.
Okay, and since they gutted it, and he had the gracious help of a wonderful neighbor.
Wonderful man named
Okay,
Julia.
no, that's okay. We don't have to give names. Anyway, we're now going to do what Steve's going to help me do, which is to skin the pig in an easy way. And I'm going to do this at a distance because it's probably easier to handle right now at a distance. And then when I get to detail, I'll zoom in a little further. So here we go.
Let's do it.
Let me show you what I'm using. I'm using a simple box cutter. See the razor? That's a simple box cutter.
And here's a simple
And
pliers.
Steve's using a pair of pliers, okay? And this is a potbelly pig that we had. And so now we're pulling the skin off. This is a way that you can also dress a deer. So here we go. All right, Steve, I've already started. And by loosening and by doing razor cuts around the neck and around the shoulder and around the shoulder here. And what Steve is going to do is, as I have loosened this hair with my box cutter,
With the pliers, it should be able to peel off.
so what we're doing is we're keeping the fat, which is very healthy, believe it or not, when it's done correctly. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting strips, and I'm cutting into curve because they're going to be easier to skin. And we appreciate the sacrifice that these animals have given and are doing for us. And the purpose of this video is to help people to be prepared and to understand what is involved should you have to do this yourself one day while in the process of homesteading. Okay, Steve?
Yes.
We're going to start in the beginning, in the middle, and Steve's going to take his pliers. Be careful. We have a fire pit right here, so be careful you don't step in the fire pit. He's going to pull very, stay out of the way of the camera. Out of the way of the camera. Keep pulling. And he's pulling all the way down as far as he can. Keep pulling. Because we want to keep this meat intact all the way down. And I've cut right about here. Can you go any further?
No.
Okay. So I'm always going to, whenever I cut, it's important. I'm always going to leave something else to grab onto at the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but at the bottom, I'm going to cut right there. And Steve's going to throw that in a pile. Okay. And then we're going to go to our next piece. It's usually good to have the same person that's using one tool to stick with it. And when you have help in a team, and this is both our first time doing this, so for first timers making this video, I hope you also keep that in mind. Although I've had experience working in a meat department and butchering. Steve, have you?
No, my only experience is enjoying pork chops.
Come over here. Over here where people can't see you unless you're over here. Over here, darling. Come closer. Okay. Now you're going to watch the thing. Come over here on the other side. And you're going to, Steve's going to pull off. And what is your big experience? No. Okay, you can pull that off. What is your, Steve, what's your experience been to date with having anything to do with meat?
This is the first time that I am doing this.
And I want you folks to see this. And Steve, hold that for a minute because I'm going to take the camera close.
It sure helps to work with someone that knows what she's doing. That she's done.
Okay. Here, just so that you can see close what he's doing, he's pulling the meat. Now he's going down about as far as he can go. And I'm going to, see where I've also cut that there? I'm going to cut right there.
And I will take it and put it.
And right now, this is what we've cleared to date. So I'm going to go back here again. I hope you guys, I'm doing the best I can to try and keep this straight. I have a tripod, but it wants to lean a little bit. But anyway, I'm trying to get this so that you can get the gist of everything. Okay. So, Steve, come over here.
It's really exciting to work with someone that knows exactly what she's doing.
Well, I don't know that I'd say I know exactly what I'm doing, but let's just say I've done enough to know that I can't be intimidated by it. And it's one of these things where you just have to know that you have to rise to the occasion. And actually, as you can see...
And this is not a hunting, this is survival work.
Yeah. This is our first time. And this guy wasn't so nice to us to go down friendly. We didn't have the luxury to clean him and wash him like we could have and probably should have. But because of weather constraints, time and everything else, we're working within our means. And what our goal is to get it skinned, clean, and then I'm going to, because of the way I feel it should be done, cut it in sections, and then I'm going to wash it and spray it with peroxide, hydrogen peroxide, just like I do my vegetables. This is a lot easier than people thought it would be. I don't need to, I have to be careful because I have a box cutter.
Wait a sec, let me get that out of the water.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. We could have boiled this pig, and that's what's traditionally done, and we started a fire, and then we decided, you know what? I thought, because of my hunting days, I just thought it just was way too much. And I remembered watching on a video, seeing someone else do this, and I thought it was worth a try, but I'll tell you.
And what some people think it's a squeamish thing to do, it's not. This is the first time, and I'm fascinated of how she's doing it and the results of it.
Is it bloody?
No.
Is there any... What I'm doing is I'm dislodging here at the joint. This is the shoulder, just so you know. We're going to pull all this off. The tenderloin is in here. The ribs are in there. Let's see if I can get all this pretty much with one pull. Because I'm learning as I go. the way I usually skin a deer. Is I usually take a, I got a battery warning, so I'm going to go fast here. Yeah, wow, look at that. Look at that go down so fast, so easy. Awesome. Okay. We're just about done with this baby. Our battery's running low, so I'm hoping to get inside and charge it so we can show you how we section it, and then we're going to take it inside and butcher it. But we got to section it because it's too heavy to carry right now. How much would you say this pig weighs about, Steve?
I would say at least 60, 70 pounds. The big boy.
Is he? So he's not quite 100. And the reason we purposely chose to do potbelly pigs because this was a difficult enough, wasn't it?
Yes.
And we couldn't handle a bigger pig because of our age and our limitations. So we have to be sensible.
Look at what we got.
Common sense tells us stick with what we can handle.
Now this could go in a big black baggie, and that could be without...
This is the whole backside going down. Go ahead. Pull it down. And I'm going to stay here just in case. You don't even need me. But what I'm doing is I'm just trimming. And this is the ham back here. Keep going. Now this is where you get to the rectum. And that's where the skinning and the butchering does require a little bit more carefulness. And there went the tail. Okay. So now we're going to do the rest of the...
What we can see for a second is the height.
This is the rump.
How lighter it's
Wait a minute,
gotten.
Steve.
Because I can put it like in a black baggie.
No, we got to finish skinning it before we do anything.
Well, I understand that.
Okay, so here we need to... What I'm doing is I'm putting slits to be able to finish skinning just all the way down. I have to disconnect it from the rectum. And Steve, you're going to have to grab it from in here. And you always move your slide. Excuse me. You always use your knife. You never go like this. You always use your knife sideways as a glide. And believe it or not, I have gutted and skinned deer on the side of the road in high heels, black stockings, and a white blouse with nothing more than a penknife. And taking it, put it in the back of my pickup after I gutted it, put it in the back of my pickup, took it to a car wash, and went to all my meetings as a school administrator. Go ahead. My co-workers didn't think it was so cool, but all the kids I work with, they thought I was the coolest redneck. Got me a lot of points in working with them. They listened to me more.
But initially, these macho men didn't think she could do it. They would do it, and then they made our pig dirty by getting sick on her. Okay to do this now?
Yeah. Keep going all the way down. Look at it drop. Okay. Now we made sure our pig is very secured at the top. So no matter what we do in pulling. Okay, Steve, I'm going to have you pull this all the way down to the hoof.
Some more.
Yeah, let me cut up here. As a matter of fact, if you can grab up here instead, that might help. Right here, where my razor just did, right there. I gave you some grab room. Grab that right there. And he's using special grip tires. Go ahead. Now it's working. Now go to your other side and work it down from your other side. Okay, now go to your other side. and work it down from that side. There you go. Okay, now just below the tail and the rectum, I'm going to have to give it some little tender cleaning here, because we want to keep all the hair and anything that was on the outside of the pig off of this part that we want to keep clean. And we're going to double clean it once we get it inside.
But with 2 large baggies, we can actually carry it in.
Okay.
Without getting any dirt on it.
Steve, if you could grab that hair right there. Yeah. Don't have your partner stand in front of the blade knife when you're cutting. No, you want to start up here, darling, and go down. You want gravity to work with you.
Ooh.
Keep pulling.
Okay.
Keep pulling. Oh, there's our dogs outside. They're in the doggy run. We're wondering. They want to be with us. They have no idea what we're doing.
Really,
I
they're
don't
saying
think they
not
want to be
really,
around.
not really.
I showed the doggies in the earlier part of the video.
Where's that?
That's my cell phone.
Okay.
The speaker's not working. Let me make sure it's not important. Where is it? Where's my cell phone? Because we are still officially on call and have a lot going on in our lives. Steve is an elder law attorney.
If you see this is getting light with the baby,
Yeah.
we may be able to drag it.
He keeps wanting to take it inside, and I'm not ready for that yet.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to get him to understand that I want to take in as easy as possible.
And she's right, even though us men like to have the last word, with me it's yes, dear, because we get it done right.
Okay. Now we're going to go up here. I need you to pull. This is the shoulder. We're not interested in anything above the shoulders or above the neck. So
Get behind you
a lot of people do use that part of the pig, and I say more power to them, but we're mostly wanting to make sure that we're not wasteful, and we don't want to.
Didn't go in the water, that's good.
Thank you. And just so that you know, dirt is a part of our everyday lives. So dirt is not as much to be concerned about as bacteria and germs, which dirt does carry, but dirt also has a lot of other good properties. I'm definitely going to wash my hair after this, and I would recommend next time I will put something over my head. Okay, Steve, if you could graciously pull that right there from the top. Always go to the very top and pull down. The farthest top you can get a good grip and pull down. There's a lot of fat back up there. There you go. Okay. The reason that I really like the box cutter is it keeps me from going too deep. Even though I've gone deeper than I should have on some places, at least I'm not botching up. Okay, Steve, pull that please. Over here. You got it?
Oh,
Got it?
could you just cut some right there? Right up on top there.
This is at the joint again.
We'll probably finish it from now, but it was pretty stuck. Okay, I'm coming in to do this.
Okay, actually, before you get to that, see if you
Alright.
can pull this.
Okay.
And I think we might be able to pull everything from the breast down.
Yeah, see if you get it.
Wait a minute, see that right there?
Yeah.
The flap I made? That's my job, is preparing him the flaps to grab.
Oh, that was
I'm sorry.
really close.
Pull it down. Keep going. Keep going. Don't watch out. I don't want you to pop when I pop. Okay, pull. Okay, wait a minute, wait a
I don't
minute.
want to tug off the
Wait a minute.
All right.
Let go. Pull from here down. To the very top of the corner.
Right.
Down. There we go.
Really an amazing process.
Okay, here's where I cut at the neck. And just like in the back of the neck, in the front of the neck, around the throat, it's kind of fatty in there. So I'm going to go underneath with my knife and free it from the part of the pig in the head that we're not going to have taken anywhere else except for a way to recycle it to go back into our earth. And we do pray over everything that we do. Ouch.
And we always start praying, thanking the Lord for bringing us the sacrifice.
Yeah, everything
We are
in
not
life.
we are not hunters. This is a survival issue.
Yeah. And even though we're not at the point of needing,
But you have to be prepared.
we're practicing and doing our research for folks like you because we know that the real possibility with the crazy times that we have that are so unpredictable around us, we never know what we may have to be prepared for. And the more knowledge we have, the more resourceful,
The more powerful we are to protect ourselves in the future.
yeah, it equips us and to protect our children. And even if we weren't to eat this, we would make sure that the children and the children's neighbors would have this before going hungry.
Which we take for granted. We can just go to a supermarket and get all this. But if
Yeah.
there was a crisis, the supermarket shelves will be emptied first.
And the older we get, the less calories we burn and the less food we need. But our younger children are developing and growing. And it's important for them not to be malnourished during any time of their life. I think this is grabbing to some of the meat. So I'm trying to separate it
Yeah.
so we don't pull the loin down. Ooh.
Or if one comes down, there is a separate bag for that.
Well, this is attaching to some of the
Oh,
really nice meat.
yeah.
And we don't want
No.
to pull that down with the skin. So I want to make sure it separates
Right.
going all the way down. And I think I've got that going now. Okay, Steve. My arms are tired. I'm dealing with a chronic illness from a tick bite, which has kept me, for the most part, for the last 10 years, bedridden.
But
It's
it
affected
doesn't
me in
stop
many
her from
ways.
being fully productive in every way.
But that doesn't mean I'm disabled in other ways. But there he goes. I'm actually under the care of a care provider.
Right here, dear.
Here.
Right over there.
Which doesn't stop me from being an educational provider and still a resourceful person within my means. Right, love?
Absolutely.
Even though people think that when we get old, we don't have anything else to offer, which is probably one of the biggest problems with our society these days. Okay, go ahead and pull her.
There's an old saying, you hope for the best, but you prepare for anything.
Yeah, prepare for anything. And it doesn't even have to be the worst. It just means that you prepare. Okay, here's what we got to get now, Steve.
Okay.
Right in here.
Do a little more of that ligament there.
Did you bring the propane? I tell you, all you YouTubers, I learn a lot on YouTube, and I don't know where we'd be today without it. YouTube is an awesome, awesome resource because a little bit of this and a little bit of that I picked up, especially when I was sick.
I'll hold the knife here if you want.
Okay, I'm going to use this here shortly.
I'll hold it.
Here, I want you to take the pliers and pull what you can
Okay.
off of here. And I'm going to singe and burn something I saw also on YouTube
Let me get
for
right
any
in.
hair that may be left
Wow.
on the pig before I put makeup on for this, and I'm not a makeup person. And if it's running into my face and my eyes, oh well, forgive me.
There's no Hollywood makeup artist here. This is the real deal.
Okay, pull her right there. You got it? Oh, you almost got it. I'm gonna cut a little bit more right here. You're out of the way, you're good.
Okay.
I also run heavy equipment, and I've learned, and Steve and I have learned also from flying, and I'm going to start doing it here too with this. When I start the razor, I'm going to go clear. Got her? Okay, good. Clear.
Well, yeah.
The more you can learn just for safety, because believe it or not, the worst and the most difficult problems that people run into is dumb, stupid mistakes that could have been avoided.